Hi, welcome back to my channel. My name's Kayla if you're new here. And today I wanted to share with you guys all the books I read in the month of January. But before we get into that, this is my very first wrap-up, so I wanted to explain how my wrap-ups work a little bit because I'm going to do them a little bit differently than most of the wrap-ups I've seen. So most of the wrap-ups I've seen around BookTube have the synopsis of the book and then it gets into the thoughts and feelings and things like that. The way I want to do wrap-ups is to just explain the vibes of the book and give my thoughts and opinions on the book without giving away any of the plot or anything like that. Because when I go into a book, I don't really want to know what the book's about, so if you're the same way, then you can watch my wrap-ups to get an idea of if you might like the book or not, or if I liked the book or not, and still not have the actual synopsis of the book. But if you want the synopsis of the book, I will have those linked below in the description of this video. And I'll also link any of the vlogs that I've done with these books in them, and in those I do give some of the synopsis sometimes, a little more information. So I'll have those linked down below too, but I don't have vlogs for every single book I've read. With all that being said, let's talk about what I read in January. So I read 5 books in January. The first book I read in the month of January was It Ends With Us by Colleen Hoover. And if you've watched my videos in the past, you'll know that this is kind of an unusual read for me. I don't like spicy books. But I started the year off with this book because I was feeling major FOMO. I was seeing Colleen Hoover everywhere, all over Instagram and YouTube, and so I felt like I couldn't be a booktuber without reading at least one Colleen Hoover book. So I read It Ends With Us because that was the one I was seeing the most, and I actually enjoyed this a lot more than I thought I would. I will say there was a lot of spicy scenes and I tried to just skip over those. I'm just not into that. I just find it super cringy. But spicy scenes aside, I found the book itself to be really captivating. It kept my attention. I couldn't put it down. I needed to know what was going to happen with these characters. So yeah, it was a quick, easy read, fast-paced, captivating, but there's a lot of spice, and for that reason I couldn't give it a high rating. It just took down the enjoyment level for myself personally. With that being said, now that I know that about Colleen Hoover's book, if I read another one of her books, which I probably won't, but if I did, I wouldn't rate any more of her books because that wouldn't be fair to keep rating them low knowing that I'm not going to like them. So yeah, I personally wouldn't recommend this one. But if you don't mind the spicy scenes, it is a quick and interesting and captivating story. Did I mention I gave It Ends With Us 3 out of 5 stars? I don't think I did. But yeah, I gave It Ends With Us 3 out of 5 stars. So yeah, after I finished It Ends With Us, I was still feeling in a romance mood, so I picked up The Dead Romantics by Ashley Poston, and I gave that one 4 out of 5 stars. So I chose this book because based on what the book's about, which again, I'm not going to tell you what it's about, you can look at the synopsis if you want to, but based on what the book is about, I didn't think there'd be much spice in it. And there really wasn't until closer to the end, and it was only 2 scenes, and they weren't nearly as cringy as some of the other romance books I've read. But I will say there were some in there if you don't want any spice in your books. And I found this one to be super cute. It was another really easy romance read, and I got totally into the story. I almost cried twice, which is huge for me. I don't cry in books, and I didn't actually cry, but I started tearing up twice, and once was because the scene made me sad, and the other was the scene made me so happy I almost cried. Whenever that happens, I just know it's a good book for me. So yeah, as long as you're okay with spicy scenes, and again, they weren't as cringe as a lot of others, then I would definitely recommend this book. The next book I read was Long Live the Pumpkin Queen by Shay Earnshaw, and this book takes place right after the movie The Nightmare Before Christmas, and it follows Sally. And the beginning of this book was a 5 stars for me. It had great Nightmare Before Christmas vibes. It felt just like the movie. I was totally into it at the beginning, but then once the plot started picking up near the middle and end, it kind of lost that feeling for me. I didn't super love where the story went, so I couldn't give it a full 5 stars for that reason. I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars. But overall, it was just a short, another fast read, and it was still really cute, and I would recommend this to fans of The Nightmare Before Christmas. If you enjoy the movie, I think you'd enjoy the book. However, if you didn't love the movie, I definitely don't think you'd like the book. And if you haven't seen the movie, you should definitely watch the movie before you read the book, because it'll be so much better after you've watched the movie. But yeah, for fans of The Nightmare Before Christmas, I would recommend this one, even though it wasn't a 5 stars for me. And then the next one I read was my first 5-star of 2023, and that was Leota's Garden by Francine Rivers. And this book is mainly, it's a character-driven story about familial relationships, mainly the relationships between daughter, mother, and grandmother, the female generations. And this one was heartbreaking. It was emotional. It gave me all the feels. This was another one that almost made me cry, which it's really rare, so it was crazy that I had 2 in 1 month. And it had one moment that really shocked me, that gave me that feeling that I haven't felt in a long time in a book, where I can't believe what's happening and I have to keep flipping the pages to figure out if it's actually gonna happen, and I just haven't had that feeling in a book in a long time. So if you like character-driven books, I would definitely recommend this one. But that being said, I'm not crazy about character-driven books. I like there to be a plot in my books, and this one had almost no plot, but I was just fascinated by these characters and their relationships, and I just wanted to see what was going on in their lives. So I really didn't feel like I needed a plot in this one. So if you're looking to read a character-driven book but you're not really into that, then I would also recommend this one for you too. So yes, this was definitely a 5 out of 5 stars for me. And then the final book I read was Daisy Darker by Alice Feeney. And I hate to end this on a negative note, but I gave Daisy Darker 2 out of 5 stars, which totally shocked me because I'd seen so many good reviews for this book, and I was expecting to love it because I love thrillers, and usually when a thriller has a lot of good reviews, then I'm gonna love it. But this just wasn't the book for me. It was full of classic mystery vibes, which again sounds like something I'd love, and I did enjoy that element of the book, but not enough to keep me super interested. I was fairly interested throughout. It was feeling like a 3-star book. If it had an amazing ending, it could have ended up being a 4-star read. But near the end there was a plot twist, which I do not enjoy these plot twists. When that was revealed, it kind of ruined the book for me, so I had to knock it down to 2 stars. If you love classic mystery novels, I would still recommend you give this one a try, because it was interesting, and if you don't mind this plot twist, or maybe you'll love this plot twist and you'll end up giving it a 5 stars. It's really just my personal opinion that I don't enjoy the plot twist. It's not a bad thing. I've seen it in other books and some people do enjoy it. So don't let my negative review keep you from reading this one, because I do think if you're into classic mystery novels, you could really enjoy this one. It just wasn't for me. So yeah, those were the 5 books I read in the month of January. Thank you guys for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. And don't forget, you can check out the synopsis of each of these books down in the description below if you'd like to. Yeah, thanks again for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye!